Hello and welcome to The Final Frontiersmen, a YouTube channel about all things Trek with a heavy focus on the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game by Modiphius. In today's episode, we are revisiting Captain's Log, the solo version of Star Trek Adventures. Honestly, I wasn't even thinking I was going to be making new videos about Captain's Log. I thought the review was clear on its own, and there's many other topics I was planning to cover. However, Captain's Log has exploded. I think the majority of posts and messages and questions that I see online now for Star Trek Adventures since Captain's Log is released has been about the solo version, has been about Captain's Log. And I see a lot of the same questions, a lot of the same confusions, and a lot of the same problems. Maybe problem isn't the right word, but just troubles that players are running into. So I thought it might be a good idea just to do a small follow-up to address some of the things I've been seeing online, particularly for those of you who actually watch these videos. Thank you very much for doing that. So hopefully this will be helpful to those of you who are brand new, not only to Captain's Log, but role-playing in general, which I think Captain's Log as a solo RPG has been bringing in so many people into this hobby, into this fandom, and that is wonderful. What more could you ask for? How great is that our population is expanding thanks to this game? So for those of you that might have questions about it, might have problems, I want to share with you a couple of answers to things I see frequently, but also to give you resources. Most of the stuff I'm going to talk about as resources will be linked down below, so you could just scroll right down there, ignore me, click on the link to what you need, find your answers, find the professional information that you need, and just go to town with it. I'm going to jump into the small window as I do the video, and let's get started. So here we go. I'm just going to start with the really basic stuff first of all, like the really general stuff, and try to fly through this. I don't think it's going to be long. So here we go. First thing that we get a lot of questions of on the forums are about the different covers. And I mentioned this a couple times in previous videos as well, but there are 4 different covers for Captain's Log, but it's the same book. You do not have to buy the TOS cover if you want to run an original series campaign. You don't have to buy the Discovery cover if you want to run a Discovery campaign. It's all the same interior information. It's just you choose whatever cover you like. The cover art is different, and there's a different quote on the back for the different for the 4 different captains related to that era. So that's still a question that pops up every now and then. You don't need all 4. You can buy it if you want to, and there are some people who want to collect all 4, and they are beautiful. So I'm not going to stop you. I would buy them all if I could. But no, you do not need all 4. One book is going to run everything for you. And again, just like everything published by Modiphius, if you buy the physical version, Modiphius is going to give you the PDF for that book. It doesn't matter if you buy it elsewhere. You don't have to buy it from Modiphius or on their online shop. If you buy it, contact them. They will provide you with the PDF. So you're always going to have the digital and the physical version if you buy physical. So don't forget that very important point, and that's for the entire STA line, and as far as I know, the entire Modiphius line of role-playing games. Modiphius is wonderful. That's why I'm so enthusiastic about doing these videos and supporting the company, which I do for free. I don't get anything for this. So keep that in mind. Same book, different covers. Now, the next question that comes up a lot that I see people talking about, they don't know what to do, and sometimes they don't even know the right answer, and I see a lot of the wrong answers being given. Not that there is a wrong answer in role-play game, but rules as written. The question is, in Captain's Log, it streamlines the rules very much, so it minimizes what you need stats for, what you need dice rolls for. So a lot of new players coming in are worried about, how do I roll for enemies? I don't see stats for enemies. I don't see stats for enemy starships, NPCs, none of that. The answer is, again, rules as written. You don't have stats for anyone except your character, or characters if you want to do that, and your starship. You don't need stats for anyone else. You roll your dice if you're in combat against an enemy. Any success you roll counts as a hit for your side. Any failure on that roll that you make counts as a hit for the opposing side. So you don't need stats. There's nothing to check or refer. You're just making the rolls based on your character, because it is an ultra narrative version. It's made to streamline it, make it as fast as possible, because it wants you as the solo player running the game as easy and quickly as possible. So all you need to know are the stats for your character and your starship, and you're going to solve everything. Success for you, failure, they succeed. That's all it is. Now, of course, you could tweak that any way you like. You could tweak the game however you want, but that is the basic gist of how the original rules are written. And the last comment I made kind of leads into the next point that I want to make. Probably the biggest question that's going on is a form of this. They'll ask, in Captain's Log, can I... Doesn't matter what the rest of the question is. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. This is like any other role-playing game. You can do whatever you want, as outlandish as it may be, as against the grain as it may be, as anti-Star Trek as it may be. Yes, you can do it. And especially because Captain's Log is so narrative, you could tweak, you can twist, you can bend any situation to fit whatever is in your imagination. So anytime you ask, can I play this kind of a character? Of course you can. Can I set it on this planet or this kind of starship? Yes, you can. Can I just fly around in a shuttle all day? Yes, you can. Can I do a game with zero combat? Yes, you can. Can I? Yes, you can. There is nothing holding you back in Captain's Log. And honestly, there's nothing holding you back in any role-playing game. Usually the GM is the arbitrator. But in this game, if you're doing especially the full solo version, you are the GM. So you're setting the rules. So the only thing that's going to stop you is yourself. It's your own imagination. If you can't think of what you want to do, then you're probably not going to do it. So just go with whatever is fun for you. Go with whatever is exciting for you. But don't think you inherently cannot do something. If you want your character to punch the moon so hard that it flies across the galaxy and takes out the Borg, you can do it. Maybe the rules won't say you do it, but again, you can tweak the rules. And that leads into the next point that I'm going to make. Some people, they struggle a lot because there are the matrices. The matrices in the book, that's what runs Captain's Log. You roll on that, and that gives you the prompt to continue your game. You could do everything with the random table rules. From making a character, making a starship, setting up the plot, do everything. But on the flip side, you can also come in with the plot that you want, with the character that you want. You don't need to depend on the random tables. They're there for you to use, and a lot of people enjoy using that and just being 100% random, no prep at all, just seeing what the game throws at you. But you don't have to do that. Now, this is where a lot of the problems I see come in, where somebody will post online saying that I rolled this for my mission. I rolled this for my complication. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to interpret this, because of course a lot of it is going to be a little vague, a little general, so it could fit any sort of situation. It's up to you to interpret what that role means for your story that you are building and rolling to flesh it out. But some people get it wrong. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what to do with this. I'm stuck. I'm stuck, I can't proceed. No, you're not. You're not stuck. Because if you roll that and something comes up on the random table and you don't know how to proceed, it doesn't look like it fits in your game, it doesn't look like it works at all, just re-roll. Just re-roll. And some people say, no, that's cheating. No, it's not. It's not cheating. You're playing a solo game. You are the game master. You are the only player. Of course, you could have like the group play options in there, but in general, it's you. You can't cheat yourself. And if you were running the game as a game master for a group like it's regular Star Trek Adventures, you would not set up a game or a situation that you aren't comfortable running. You wouldn't create a plot randomly and just say, I have no idea how to do this, oh my god, and just panic in front of the table. You would already prep ahead of time for the kind of game you want. Like myself, for example, I'm not really good at science missions for Star Trek Adventures. I want to run them, but I'm not good at thinking of them on my own. I'm more for character drama. I love the interplay between characters and social conflict. So the missions I write have a heavy focus on the social element. I do very little with science issues. I do some, but I'm not going to write a lot of heavy, hardcore, serious science things because I can't run it. That's not my forte. So translating that to Captain's Log, you are the GM and the player at the same time. So if there's something you're not comfortable with running, if there's something that you are not going to have fun running, don't run it. That's all you have to do. Don't worry about re-roll until the idea that grabs you comes out on that random matrix. Just keep going until like, yes, that fits my story perfectly. That is what I'm going to do. Take that, start playing with it. You're never going to be stuck. Don't think you're cheating. Don't think you're breaking rules. You're not. This is your game. It's meant for you to have fun. And if what comes up isn't going to make you have fun, don't do it. Change it. If you have an idea, throw it out and just throw the idea you want in there instead. You're never going to be stuck in the game. Just believe in yourself. Just keep on moving. Take what makes the game fun for you and charge ahead with that. So please don't think that you always have to accept what comes out on those random rolls. It's a random table. It's there to generate ideas. It's not there to block you. So don't worry about that. All right. Now, another really big question that comes up more and more now that a lot of people are really getting into Captain's Log is, especially, again, there's a lot of people new to the hobby, new to role-playing. So they might not be comfortable running their own games. And same with these random matrices. They might not be comfortable with just on the fly trying to create the adventure based on these random prompts that are coming out. They want to take what's there. They want to have a standalone adventure, a pre-made adventure to run. Currently, as far as I'm aware, Captain's Log does not have any standalone prompts ready for it. However, there is a slew of Star Trek Adventures standalone adventures, as well as mission briefs, the little one-page story ideas to blend in to any kind of adventure campaign you're doing. So now there's many people who are saying, I want to know, how can I use these already written scenarios in Captain's Log when they're written for like a traditional GM with a party? For that, I'm not going to explain here because I cannot do it as eloquently as Jim Johnson, the project manager for Star Trek Adventures at Modiphius, has done on his own channel. So down below, I'm going to link you to the episode where he talks about adapting standalone adventures and the episode where he talks about adapting the mission briefs to use in Captain's Log. And might I say, while you are there at his channel, if you have never been there before, look around at his other videos. He has a ton about Captain's Log as well as some of the other Star Trek Adventures stuff, of course. And subscribing to Jim will keep you up to date on a lot of new stuff that's being announced for Star Trek Adventures. But Getting back to the point, if you want to know the easiest, best way of adapting what's already out there and using it for your solo games, go down into the description, find those links to Jim's videos, watch those. They will make it perfectly clear how you can use it and successfully adapt these group traditional RPG missions for your own solo game. Really great job. And of course, Jim is a wonderful guy, fun to listen to, just a pleasure to have leading this community for all of us. So please go watch all of his videos. Can't recommend it enough. Now, which one should I go next? Oh, yeah, of course, you should do that. Talking about Jim Johnson, how can I not mention the other great resource that we have for Star Trek Adventures, Continuing Mission website. Recently, or I should say in the last couple months, there's been a lot of additions on that site. That is like the heart and soul of Star Trek Adventures online for the fandom. It's a #1 fan site. And of course, now with Captain's Log, there's a lot of articles coming up with Captain's Log. They have a ton of additional values and other probability matrices for Captain's Log to use for different types of characters, for security characters, for lower decks characters, for medical, command, everything, and so many other ideas for Captain's Log, as well as a lot of players sharing their own experiences, their own games, and some of the things they are doing for their own sessions of Captain's Log. I'm not talking right. Hello. Continuing Mission is the best resource for Star Trek Adventures Online, and now it is the best resource for Captain's Log Online. So that will also be linked down below. I think I'll go link you to a search page that's going to have most of those probability matrices, so you could jump straight into that. But again, while you're there, play around with the site, do some searches for Captain's Log stuff. You're going to find a lot of resources to help you with the game there, or just to give you inspiration and idea for your own games. And talking about great online resources, BC Homes managed the online character creator for Star Trek Adventures. It is now updated to include Captain's Log, so you can now use the fabulous online character creator to create your own Captain's Log game, and it has all the random tables in there, so it will do the random for you. You don't even need to sit down anymore with the book. BC Homes got you covered. Just like Star Trek Adventures, this generator streamlines character creation immensely. You could do starships too, there's sectors, everything. Go there, check out the Captain's Log section, and if you're playing regular Star Trek Adventures 2, this should be bookmarked on your computer. It is one of the best tools to use to get a character up and going immediately. So that's, of course, going to be linked down below. I linked to it in so many videos, and there's a reason for it. And I think the last thing I want to mention as a resource for Captain's Log is the PDF. As I said earlier, when you buy the physical book, you are going to get the PDF. Make sure you get that PDF from Modiphius. Make sure you contact them and get that PDF. The reason being is Jim Johnson has mentioned that they're not sure if they're going to reprint Captain's Log with like a second edition or with errata and changes made to it. But the PDF is going to be constantly updated. So already they had to fix to at least one of the random tables that it was just the way it was listed alphabetically, which then changes the bell curve of the results that will come out, that you'll get more in the middle of the alphabet than you would at the ends. So they changed that at least a couple, maybe at least one, I'll say, of the tables that would be skewed incorrectly probability-wise. But they're constantly adding new things, making little tweaks, little changes. So when that happens, it's going to be updated. And the same is true for any of the books for Star Trek Adventures. So that's why it is crucial that you get that PDF from Modiphius. So you're always guaranteed to have the most up-to-date file sent to you. It'll be available. So even if your physical copy becomes slightly outdated because of these fixes, you will have access to the digital version that has everything the way it should be. And that is just my quick rundown of the resources for Captain's Log. Honestly, as I said, this game has exploded the fan base for Star Trek Adventures. If you're watching this, you probably already know that. But I just love that so many people who have never roleplayed before, they're constantly showing up online to all the resources. And I'm going to link down below too. Facebook, Reddit, Modiphius' Discord. There's so many great places online to interact with your fellow players in the game. So if you have a question, go to Reddit, go to the Facebook group, go to the Discord on Modiphius, and just talk to everyone. Read the questions that they've already posted, read the answers that are up there, and just join in the conversation. And you'll see there's so many new players that have never roleplayed before, and they say they want to roleplay. They want to roleplay Star Trek, but they don't have a group. They don't live near anyone who's interested in playing. They can't do it. But now with Captain's Log, they're available 24 hours a day to play because they are the game now. That is so great. And it's leading to so many new ideas and just so many new fans coming into our community. Captain's Log is just a boon for Star Trek Adventures, both group version and solo version. All of us fans, we should be thrilled that it exists, and I'm so happy to see. I didn't expect it to be this big, and I'm so glad that it is, because like, our numbers are just surging. So that's my very quick, hopefully, I don't know what time it is, very quick list of resources and just things to keep in mind as a player of Captain's Log. Please check out those links below. Check out Jim's channel on YouTube. Check out Continuing Mission, and of course also on YouTube the podcast vlog, I don't know what you call it anymore, videocast version of Continuing Mission, which is Continuing Conversations. I should link that down below too. They're approaching their 100th episode, and there's going to be some giveaways in the episode, so watch the live stream. It's coming up soon. So that's it. Thank you for watching. As always, I appreciate everyone who joins in the channel, checks us out. Thank you so much for being here. And as I say, stay safe out there. You're all my friends. You're all part of the Star Trek Adventures family. Be safe out there. And David keeps encouraging me to try to do that. I can't. Getting closer, getting closer, getting closer. Oh my God. Look at that. 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 Live long and prosper. It's hurting. Peace and long life. I'll see you next time.